Hey, this is Jack at TC3. Today we're going to replace a thermostat housing and thermostat in a Jeep Grand Cherokee. This is a 2014 model with the 3.6 PENTASTAR engine. First, we'll just lift the cowl off the top. You pull straight up. There's 4 pins holding this. 2 on the right, 2 on the left. I'm going to remove the radiator cap at this point. We're going to drain out the coolant. This is on the bottom on the driver's side. You just petcock we're going to open. Put a pan underneath so you don't get antifreeze everywhere. So undo that, and we're going to let that drain. And we're going to let that happen while we go up and remove our air cleaner tube and everything. So we're going to remove this clamp from the air box and from the throttle body. Pull that off. Then there's a vacuum set up here you need to take off of its mount. And there's also just a little pin. I broke that. Or it broke, whatever. And okay, so you're just going to pull that off the throttle body, and you're going to pull this whole thing up, and in the front there's a pin holding it. You need to pull that up, not forward or sideways, or it's like right in the middle in the front, so you want to be careful with that. And there she is, the thermostat housing. So we're going to remove the radiator hose. It's done draining now. And it's going to make a little bit of a mess for you. There's going to be some coolant still trapped up there. There's 2 bolts holding this housing on. The one above we already took off. We're taking the one from underneath now. So it's just 2 bolts. It's just a plastic housing. So get them out, and then this should just pull off at that point, like so. There we go. And this is what it looks like. When you buy one of these, it's already going to have the thermostat installed in the housing, like that. Well, you should just clean the where the housing's going to mate there, just to make sure we get a good seal when we put it back together. So you don't want to do this job twice. So when you get your new thermostat housing, you need to install. They'll give you that seal, and you need to just put it in there. I'm going to use the concentrated coolant. This way I can make 2 gallons out of 1. Use distilled water if you do that. You don't want to use tap water. Just checking the new housing against the old, and they look the same. It's going to work. Little assembly grease on the gasket, and we'll install now and get some hand tight bolts through these holes, and then we'll ratchet them in there. If you have a 1/4 inch torque wrench, these are 106 inch-pounds. Okay, 106 inch-pounds. So if you don't go crazy tightening this. It just needs to be snug, so that a little better than snug, so that it won't leak. So anyway, we're going to go back down underneath now and close our petcock and pull our drain pan out of there. Got to tighten this because we're going to refill this radiator. I'll put the upper radiator hose back on, get the clamp on. I have a electric drill I like to tighten that with, but I don't really tighten it, I just snug it. I usually do my final tightening with a hand ratchet. I don't know what a torque for a hose clamp would be, but just you just tighten it so you know it's not going to leak and it's not going to fall off. So this is kind of like a bleeder valve. You can loosen this or you can take it out, whatever you want. There's a channel going up the side. It would let coolant out. The reason that's there is you pour coolant in. When the system gets full, it'll start coming out of that little hole there where you just took the bolt out of. And actually, you don't really need to remove the bolt, but I did anyway. So you just keep doing that until it fills and starts coming out that hole. That's where I mean, right there. Yeah, it didn't show it in this video, but it'll start spilling out the top, and then you can just put the bolt back in. And pretty much your system's pretty much full at that point. So what I do is I crank this up. I didn't even put the air tube back on, but I just need to check this. So I let it warm up to where the thermostat's opening and closing, and I'm checking the petcock. I'm checking the new thermostat housing. I'm not seeing a problem, so pretty happy with it. Nothing leaking out the hose. We're good there. You're just going to reassemble everything in the opposite order you took it apart. So thank you for watching, and best of luck with that.